And Mo, we live. All right, what's up? What's up, y'all? Late night spills. Got my co-host here with me.
Yes, sir. We here live.
My guy Damo. Um, you can introduce yourself. It's your
Okay,
first
yeah.
night on here.
What's
But you
what I'm supposed to
introduce
say? I'm
yourself.
Don Moro. The Don Moro.
Yeah.
You know. Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah. This new for us. We learning. J Rock gonna get us
yeah.
together. Hey man, I'm Jimmie Jenkins, man, aka DC Son. Y'all are here to the late night spills. I got my co-host here, my man Damo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We here. We live. Happy to be here.
So, this is my son right here,
Ah, devil, it's my son.
yeah. But we here week 2, man. We're gonna start having some guests on here starting next week. Um, just wanted to make sure that we both got our first day with the co-host on here to ourselves, really tap into a few things. Today we're gonna talk about life out to college. I know both of us have different experiences from coming home from college, and I think we have a lot of people that leave and graduate from this city and come back and could really attest to some of the things we could talk about what life looked like after college.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna kick it off with you, Damo, and then
Yeah.
I'll tap in.
Yeah. So life after college, man. Actually, that's how I met you for real. That's
Yep.
how I met my guy. Came home from college. A lot of people come home from college. They don't know. They don't exactly have what field they want to get in. They might know what they interested in, but they don't know
What they really want.
exactly because our community a lot of times we don't got like say the Caucasian community. A lot of them they come home. They parents CEO 500. They got companies, business. They come straight home. Boom. They know what they're gonna do. A lot of times I came home. I knew what I was good at, but I didn't know what I really wanted to do. So I was just reaching out to people, reaching out to people. That's how I met you. I reached out. Like I'm trying to get into work, trying to meet people, network, community work. And then boom, it went up from there. But a life after college, it was tough. I'm just really getting into my field. Like I came home, I was teaching at the YMCA for a little bit, then went to a charter school. But now I'm really like getting into my field. I'm 30 now. I came home from school like what 22.
Damn, my son
But I'm
grew up
30
to
now.
30 now.
He talk.
Man,
I'm 30 now,
man,
man.
grew up
So
on me, Slim.
it's really a you just gotta keep grinding. Like it's a grind. It's just a grind. You just gotta network. It's all about networking. Like a lot of people say it's all about what you know, but it's what you know and who you know combined for real.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what life. That's what everything in life all about. So
So let me ask you this, like in that transition, right? Of say like you got a degree. What is your
my degree was in
degree?
sociology.
Sociology,
Yep.
right? And not being able to obtain a career or a
Mhm.
job
Mhm.
right after you graduate. You know what I'm saying? Like how like what was that process like for you?
And it was tough for real because I didn't know what I was coming home to. Like getting away from my environment was good. That was probably the best thing I could have done right after high school. Like just to get away from my city. See, it's more than just your city and just learn it. But coming straight home from school, it was stressful because I was like, dang, what I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do? I don't know what I'm gonna do. My mother, keep the faith, just keep going, just work. It's gonna come. But me myself, I was stressed. I was like, man, I don't know what to do, who to talk to. I can't be around the people I used to hang with because they ain't going the route I was going. So it's tough for us because I went to an HBCU. So coming from the inner city and coming from PG, DC, no matter, but coming from where we come from, when you go away to school and you open your eyes and then you come back home, it's like you could you want to still hang, but you see life is bigger than just what you left. So it was tough. Like me, how I got it, a job. I came home. I messaged, I emailed like 30 principals from elementary, middle school, high school, sent my resume, a cover letter. I learned about all that on the fly. Google. This is what I do. This is what I'm trying to do. And I had one person respond. That was Friendship Woodridge. And I ended up teaching there. So, but coming straight home, it was tough. I was at a YMCA for the first 2 years. So it
And
was tough.
and I think that's another thing. Many of our younger people and people even our age sometimes get stuck in the fact that you put so many years into education and you didn't drown in student loans.
Tell me
You
about
know what
it.
I'm saying? And not being able to obtain something in that career.
Concrete.
You know what I'm
Some
saying?
concrete.
Solid, some stability. And I know for me, I was blessed to be able to play sports. So like I didn't really have to worry about like taking up student loans and like a lot of my friends. And so what I've noticed the barrier of having to pay student loans when you first come home. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, just it makes education seem like it's slavery sometimes,
Yeah,
right?
it do.
Because you put in all these years of trying to obtain a degree and whatever field that could be, right? And then you find yourself back into debt. You know what I'm saying? They preach to you so early on.
Yeah.
Go to school,
Go to school.
go to college,
Yeah.
get a job,
Get a
get a
job.
degree. And it's like it's a system that drives our people back into impoverished communities or in debt. You know what I'm saying? Whereas though, and this was caught on to me. I was down at Maryland Eastern Shore, and it was late night. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. Going through the campus, but I went to the little corner store on the other side of the school, like not even by student apartments. It was like by like Tollins or something, like the real ran down on campus houses, right? And I'm in the corner store, and it was this foreigner guy, and he knew my name. You know how DC people go? We go anywhere. We communicate. We talk.
Yeah.
We introduce ourselves. So, I really was introducing myself because some nights I ain't really had no money, so I ain't gonna steal down on the Eastern Shore.
Yeah.
And get locked up
Down there.
So I was trying to figure out how I could connect with him where I can get like some tabs. You hear me? So I walked in there one day. He's like, "What's up, Jimmie?" He said, "If I never told you, college teach you how to be an employee, not an employer." And that stuck with me. And I was like, damn, that's real. Like we go to college and put all these years in, and people put all this money down, and and you come back home and then you got to work for somebody.
Thousands.
You know what I'm saying? And then you got to work for somebody, and the vast majority of your money go towards student loans because you can't even become a homeowner, or you can't buy a car or nothing because that stuff tapping into your credit. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, damn.
I'm still ducky Sally, man.
You feel me?
2 words I hate, 2 names, Sally and May.
Man, listen. And it's crazy because, we got to think about it. This stuff we've been conditioned all the way up as early as our early school child years of early school have been like first grade, second grade, third grade, and on, being told graduate, go off to college, go get a degree, and you'll be successful. And I know for me, I always thought that was the route. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, facts.
I didn't really catch on until somebody told me that. You know what I mean? And so for me, how do you feel about that cycle right there, where as though, what are some things if if you eventually become a parent, what are some things you want to teach your kids early on outside of just getting that degree? Because it's important.
Yeah, definitely,
right?
Definitely.
Right. But what are some things you feel like you will preach to your kids? You know what I'm saying?
That's a good question. The main thing is discipline, for real. Discipline in your character, because discipline, character, and you're not going to college if you don't get a scholarship. Because I mean, I'm not gonna say you're not going to go to college, but that scholarship is everything. Like, take your grades, your education serious. Like, nah, you want to play ball? All right, there's no playing ball if that homework like that. Like, it starts with discipline behind that. And I feel like it's a new era, it's a new generation. Like, it's 2020, it's 2022, going into 2023. A lot of people, like, in the 50s, 60s, the parents was preaching, go to school, you got to go to school, you got to go to school. This generation, this era now, kind of like, all right, they kind of waking up a little bit more. It's like, all right, I don't have to go to school to, advance in life. Like, they try to make it hard for you not to get certain jobs and stuff without a degree. Of course, you gonna need a degree for certain things to get in the door. But man, if you discipline, you got good character, you able to talk to people, you able to communicate how you feel, man, you can go as far as you want in life. Literally, it's all about how you treat people.
And that's real. Like, like even when I look at people like on the basketball side, when I look at like the the Kobe's and LeBrons. Like I
Mhm.
wondered, did they ever go back and get a degree?
Mhm.
You feel what I'm saying? But they was able to function
Yeah.
with millions of dollars. And now we talking about LeBron as the first billionaire
Mhm.
basketball player to be
Mhm.
actively playing basketball, but you're a billionaire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that discipline is very important. And you see that he stayed down with the same lady,
He stayed down. Same guys behind him. He
same guys,
empowered his
empowered
guys.
gave back to his community.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I always preach to people is like, just just do right by people. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I think that's the most important thing. You know what I'm saying? And I think for me, I even touch on the fact that me and Sama, and we going back, we not ducking it. You know what I'm saying? We try to open up the garden school. You was with us
Mhm.
on that when we was building out our curriculum.
Definitely.
And we trying to open up a business and entrepreneurship school. We went up against the charter. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a man that don't fear nothing, right?
Mhm.
But when I sat down at them tables, you know, I was a little I ain't gonna lie, I was a little scared because
Out of body experience,
right.
kind of.
And it's like you in these environments that you never really been in before.
Yeah.
And you fighting something that you never thought that you'll fight.
Mhm.
Right. And that's a system that I feel like that's been broken,
Mhm.
right? Or a system that's not have been creative enough for our people.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I think the education system is it limit our kids lifestyles.
Yeah, it
You know
do.
what I'm
It
saying?
do.
Because I remember when I was 12 and 13, we were selling candy
Mhm.
and newspapers, but my mother was working.
Yeah.
I remember being at Union Station, my mother getting all work and like, what you doing right here? Selling newspaper. So we already had the entrepreneurship spirit, but the education system didn't enhance that
Mhm.
because they told us we had to worry about education and not
The
entrepreneurship.
test scores.
But the guys who are pushing those test scores that the government paid for are entrepreneurs.
Mhm.
You feel what I'm saying? And so we are conditioning and preparing our kids for test scores.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But it get those entrepreneurs paid. You feel what I'm saying? And then for real, the people who run the world are the entrepreneurs, not the educators.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the real educators who are like, I'm talking about dedicated. I'm talking about 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. educators. They are underpaid. You know what I'm saying?
Tell me about it.
You want, you know what
Tell
I'm
me
saying?
about it.
So like,
Just left work.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, we got to figure out how do we become a part of that system? Like, even though I'm not an educator, I'm contracted to be in the schools, right?
Mhm.
And I'm finding creative ways. Shout out to Kip DC, Jock Patterson, and the whole Kip DC family
Yeah.
for adopting Manpower DC, which is my
Yeah.
company, to allow us to come in there and not just come in there as violence interrupters or safe passage,
Yeah,
but come in there
man.
as positive images
Mhm.
and enhance some of these young people with them entrepreneurship spirits.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And so my next question will be for us is, when did you realize that just having a degree ain't gonna get you but so far?
Shit, when did I realize that? When did I realize that? I probably realized that like probably straight after college.
Yeah.
Straight after college. As soon as I got home, as soon as I touched down from Baltimore, back home. And it's like that first night, that next night. And that's like, all right, damn, I'm looking around me. All right, now what I'm doing. Ain't no more just waking up, holler at the men. We all in the room doing what we doing, meeting up. Nah, it's real life now. Like after college kind of put a facade on our kids for real.
Yeah.
Facade was thinking that's reality. Like you go to class, you boom. If you might not have a job, you might have a job. But once you touch home, it's like, all right, now the real work begins. What you gonna make of yourself?
Yeah.
So it was like once that reality check, like if I didn't go to college right after high school, would have really been my reality check. But that reality check hit once you on your own for real. And your mother say, yeah, you paying your bills now and everything.
Yeah. And I want to top on the fact, like, I think for me, my benefit was that I went to college 2 years after I graduated from high school. So I set out for 2 years. And so what many of our kids don't really get the opportunity to do is build a resume
And mature.
And mature and not waste time. You know what I'm saying? So for 2 years I was home, and I wasn't always legit. So I was in the street a little bit, but I was working. So I was building a resume, right? And so another thing it is that what I've noticed in those years is that our Black kids don't get when you get them interns, our intern portal is piss poor.
It's very internships is everything.
Like it's piss poor. Whereas though people that don't look like us, they folks might have connections in major companies, right? And or even higher levels in the government, right? And so by the time
government jobs.
And they can afford to do free internships. Because the free internships are the ones that position you for the good job when you graduate from college.
Resume builders.
Right. And our kids can't afford that. When they come home from school, they gotta work. They gotta make some bread. You feel what I'm saying? And so, it's a lot of barriers that we don't really deal with. And so what I mean by that is that for 2 years, I was able to work and be in the schools. I was building my platform.
Yeah.
I started my summer camp. You know what I'm saying? So when I went away to college and when I was coming home in the summer, like I was painting because I started my paint company while I was home.
Yeah.
I started my summer camp.
You had a foundation. You had a foundation.
So I had a foundation. You feel what I'm saying? And then when I got my degree, it was just a plus.
Yeah.
And so for me, I look at it on the flip side. I look at it like, why can't we turn our kids into entrepreneurs, right? And then we condition them to be entrepreneurs, right? But we feed them education. You know what I'm saying?
Real
information.
Real about self.
About self. And so I went to Hyde. So everybody can know.
Shout out to Hyde. My sister went to
Hyde Leadership Public Charter School. One of the greatest schools I feel like Rock that they should have. Like it was a character first school. And I thought it was so good because all of us got character, dog. Like we naturally, Black people, we naturally soul individuals. You know what I'm saying? And soul is a part of your character. And I think when we do education first, we just say, forget what you want to do in life. We want you to just focus on education. On who you are, or what you facing at home. You come here, you need to be focused on books. This is what it is. You don't have no option. This is our curriculum. You do it, and that's it. And I think it create rebellious spirits. Early on, because you go back home. This is my house. You don't pay no bills. This is what it is.
Right.
So you get that on both sides, and you become a rebellious spirit. And that was me until I got in Hyde. Hyde said, we character first. We're going to tap into your character. We're going to make sure that you're a solid individual. We're going to figure out what's wrong with you. And not only you, we're going to bring your household here. So they used to do seminars, family weekends.
Right.
And you sit in groups, and everybody, it's like healing circle. They call it, the creative name now, they call it healing circles. But Hyde was doing this back in 2000.
You
know what I'm saying? But they was calling it discovery groups.
You
know what I'm saying? And so they was building up our character. If you build somebody's character up, it's easy for you to implement your curriculums. You understand what I'm saying? And not only that, you implement the entrepreneurship side, that becomes an incentive. You understand what I'm saying? Like youngers want to tap into the clothing. They want to build their own brands. You know what I'm saying? They want to build their own studios. The young ladies want to become nail and lash techs or get into real estate. Like, why are we not preaching this early on to our kids? You understand what I'm saying? And so, I think I saw that early on, and I was able to benefit on it by not going off to school early.
That's what is, man. Knowledge of self. Once you get knowledge of self, you know who you are and who our people are. You know why things happen the way they are, and everything else come now. Our people, that's the problem. A lot of these older people, they don't even know who they are. So you got to teach the youngers of teach your youngers the game of life, the game of everything, because we got them out here blind. These kids don't know who they really are. These kids walking around like they zombies. They thinking, oh, I'm good at basketball, so I'm just playing basketball. No, why are you playing basketball? Use everything. Don't let the game use you, the game of life. The game could be life. The game could be basketball. It could be whatever. You going to school. Why you going to school? Why? Always. That's why I tell my nephew, always ask me why. I don't have a problem. Ask me why. That's the main thing. Why are you doing this? All right, your grades fucked up right now. Oh, excuse my language.
Nah, you good.
All right, we can do that on here.
Yeah, this our
Okay,
show.
say no more. Say no more. Your grades fucked up right now. Why are your grades fucked up? Get to the root of everything. It's all about the root. Like they got our kids thinking, oh, sports is everything. Oh, you got to play sports. Our young African American kids. Or rap.
Yeah.
Rap, sports. Nah, you ain't. You can rap or play sports, but it's deeper than that. And you can get rich.
Outside of that. Nah, for real.
Nah, stock market. Credit.
Like I was surprised when I heard somebody was talking about like how as a parent they put their kids on one of their credit cards, and by the time they by the time they got out of high school, their credit score was up.
Yes, you gotta use everything. Shout out to my guy, Coach Keith. Coach Keith, he coaches St. John's. He said you gotta use basketball as a vehicle to get you to where you to the next level. That's everything in life. That's everything.
So I was gonna flip it on you, Damo, to see what questions you got.
You think it's let's see, good question. You think it's good to be a part? Like you said something about being a part of the system as far as like you going in the KIP. You think it's good for us to be a part, or it's for us to make our own? Like what you was doing with the garden, the society don't really want to see that. They're gonna make it tough for you. You got to go throughout the jungle, like your name George or something. That was a bar too. That was a bar. That was a bar. You hear me? But you got to go through the jungle to start a school. Like they gonna put you through all these hoops and shit. Like, so you think back when they segregated schools, they said, "All right, bet now we're gonna take y'all black people and put them in schools with our white people." You think it's better for us to make our own or to stay involved with their system and work in the system? So you think it's good to start your own? Because it's tough to. They make it so you don't. Or you think we should stay a part of the system and work in their system?
So I think for me, it's twofold. Like I think what I've learned is better to become of the system.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then you create a system. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it's two things you can get from becoming a part of that system. One, you build a past performance or you build a resume for yourself.
Yeah.
Right. And then two, you can learn from the system.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's always information that you can obtain.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And you can always be a student. And I think for me, by Kip giving me an opportunity to be a part of what they have going.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's a tier 1 school. You know, I think Kip is underrated for a lot of stuff they have, man. They got a lot of black educators in Kip.
That's important.
You know what I'm saying?
That's important.
They innovative. You know, their leaders are open to allowing the community to be a part. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like anything. You gotta there's a process to it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people think just because a school or something come to the community, it's like you in our community, we need to be a part. Nah, it's like, hey, how you doing? I know y'all just moved to the community. How could we have a relationship where we help the kids?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I think by me taking that approach, it was beneficial for the entire community. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even about me making it about me, right? Because I can always find me an opportunity. But the biggest thing is I was able to be in a lot of these schools where kids and families are familiar with me.
Exactly.
And now not just me, we got staff. You know what I'm saying? We got 20 individuals working in these schools. You understand what I'm saying? And these community folks know the staff. You know what I'm saying? And then our staff is able to communicate with KIP staff and be sure that we creating a pathway that makes sense for the student.
Pathway, that's
you know
big.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I think, and then the end goal could be, you create a system that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But I think it will hurt us to not be a part of the system because, I think too many people do that. It's a lot of stuff that I might do that people don't like, but they'll stand on the sideline and say, man, he doing this for clout or she doing that for clout, but they sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, you don't know until you make an attempt.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's best that we do become a part of those systems and then maybe create a system that makes sense. And everybody duplicates something. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? You see that picture up there, Kobe and Mike. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Kobe is better because he took Mike game and took it to another
Let's
level.
not get there. Let's
You know what
not
I'm
go there
saying?
because this show will
But
turn into
you
something crazy. Yeah.
we ain't gonna go.
Nah,
I
this show
say
will
I'm
turn
just
into
I just
something
had to throw that
crazy.
out there though. You know what I'm saying?
That's like saying he better than me. You hear me?
We definitely not gonna do that. Nah, but you get my point though.
Yeah.
Like I think, and that's just not the education system. I think that's government. I think that's every system that's in this
Mhm.
nation. Like you feel what I'm saying? And I think sometimes we live in a society where most of these systems don't want to bend.
Nah, they don't.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
But
they
then
they they comfortable making their money. They ain't
exactly,
worried about.
and we continue to suffer because the system won't bend or it won't. You know what I'm saying? Adjust or
Yep.
pivot. You know what I
And
mean?
them not bending is sending our kids to jail. And what happens when they go to jail? They make money off every person that go to jail. It's a system.
Oh, no question.
It's a system. And it's these towns surviving off system. It's towns of white people, all types of people making money from the system. The system is the system. You got to find a way to work within it.
No question.
That's what it's all about.
You only had that one little weak question for me.
What's that?
Anything you ask, I just bury your questions. Whatever you ask, like
Never.
I don't need no script. You know what I'm saying?
I
Whatever.
like to ask people that. Yes,
Y'all want
sir.
rock?
So now knowing what we know about the education system, do we
Mhm.
still press upon our kids the attention that they require, that they're asking from them from intermediate from
Yeah.
inner city schools? Do we still, knowing that, hey, you should be learning something different, do we still press that upon them? Like you were saying earlier, Jimmie, that was you know what I mean? Like you saying they rebellious. Like you think about that shit. Like my son, you know what I mean? I keep saying the teacher said you ain't doing this. You need to be in class. But for real, like you saying, I set him up to fail for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't, he ain't getting what he should be getting. And now he bucking.
Yeah.
Because he can't be himself. They ain't tapping into him. They telling
Yep.
him you supposed to learn this English, you supposed to learn this math. We don't care about your personality.
Yeah.
So now that we know that, what we're supposed to do with the kids coming up in the system right now?
That's a great question. So for
Yeah,
me,
all right.
I think what I do with my kids now, like, Jari's 13 now, like, I pick up whatever they like. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's unfortunate that, as parents, we gotta sometimes slide in and be the educator, right? And really break down the system to our kids. We gotta teach our kids don't know the finesse. You know what I'm saying? In life, you gotta have some finesse with
Got
you.
to.
You know what I'm saying? And knowing the system, it creates your finesse. So you might be in a couple classrooms or you might be in a school building that you just don't like, but your parents know that school and that environment is better for you and what they want to see you do in life. So it's like we gotta break it down to them the why. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then once you break down the why, it's so easy to teach the how. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then they start seeing the will. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Mhm.
so I think for me, you know what I'm saying, like being that individual, like I know I was rebellious. You feel me? Because one, I went to a school that I ain't really want to go to. You know what I'm saying? Like I went to high and I'm like, damn, bro, I'm trying to go back. I'm trying to go to Baloo, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I did like 2 quarters there. You feel me? I got kicked out of high because I
Yeah.
had a little blade on me. So I was like, okay, this is my moment. You hear me? So I tried to get in Dunbar. The principal ain't let me in that jump because I got expelled.
Mhm.
So then I was at Baloo for 2 quarters. You know what I'm saying? I ain't do what I was supposed to do. I was wilding. So my mother, I'm like, all right, so she gonna take me out of Baloo. Maybe I get to go to another public school. I don't know what she did. I ended up back in high. You know what I'm saying? So I was job blown. So I'm in 9th and 10th grade just being rebellious, bro.
Mhm.
Like hard to get on the team,
Mhm.
could play football team. I ain't do the football team until my senior year. and I was tough in football. I'm talking about tough. They won a championship when I got on the team. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Friendship Edison and all that, Dunbar and all, like smashing them boys. They know what's up with me.
Shout out to the bar.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no homo, man. Them young boys in here, man. But what I'm saying is the system, like even parenting, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got, like, I feel like I'm creative now with my kids. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm able to, like, don't hold back on information. Like, you gotta talk to them like they grown. You don't treat them like they grown, but you gotta have grown conversations with them.
Nah, for real.
You know what I'm saying? And I think back then, our parents was not really trying to engage in adult conversations.
Nah, nope.
But we limiting them because they smarter than us. They more advanced. Like 3-year-olds could work a cell phone.
Man, it's
you know what I'm saying?
It's first graders and second graders with iPhone 12s.
So that's what I'm saying. So we got to understand that we got to really teach them the system.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They'll learn that. They'll know how to move and finesse. They'll get it like, all right, you know what? I'm just here. I got to get this GED.
Yeah.
Because this is the first step into adulthood of me being successful in adulthood. This is the first step. This is not all I need.
Yeah.
I just need to get this first step out the way. I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out. These 4 years, I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out. You know what I'm saying?
That's definitely important.
And so, like, it's all in how you really present it to the kid.
Yeah.
Because if not, you gonna be a parent like, man, you know what? I'm tired of this school.
See, what's also important is being somewhere where you can look at people that look like you, like, especially so first I'm at Dunbar right now, right? Shout out to Dunbar. We hoping to get young Jyree over Dunbar, you know, recruiting to, you know. But you know, it's important. Like, we got a lot of Black leadership in there, right? So that makes it easy to communicate to the kids, relate to the kids. Mm-hmm. We got a lot of people. That's like, say I worked at a school last 3-4 years. I was at Friendship Woodridge, and the good thing about that school is there was a lot of Black men in that school. So saying a lot of kids, they would do things right. Back when I was in school, PS 74s, suspension, get them out of here. Now it's like, all right, come talk to me, younger. What's really going on? Mm-hmm. All right, you might got a suspender, but suspension is not really, because you're not really gonna help that kid. Them kids want to go home. Them kids want to be outside on the block. So it's really about being able to communicate and having people in these schools that's not just there for that paycheck, that really care about them kids. You know, that's the biggest thing, because a lot of these kids now, they don't know how to respond to adults that really care for them. They shut off, or they, you know, I coach girls basketball, right? So a lot of the young ladies, they very talented young ladies, probably one of the best. We got some of the best young ladies in the city, right? But the discipline part is tough for a lot of them, because a lot of them maybe didn't grow up. I'm not gonna say you gotta have a male in the household, but a lot of them, the boys team, girls team, the students, period. Yeah. It's hard for them to take constructive criticism without taking it personal. So that's why it's important to have people in these schools that really can relate to these kids and let our kids know, all right, yeah, you tough at basketball, but you don't gotta go to them private schools. You don't gotta go to that Catholic school that's just gonna use you for your talent, and then boom, you graduate, it's over. But nah, put your kids in the right situation for them. For me, especially as a coach, a public school coach right now, I tell the parents all the time, I ain't gonna say you know dreams, but I'm gonna care for your kid. I'm gonna watch after your kid. This ain't just about sports. So it's about placing your kid in the right situation, whether it's private, public, all Black school, whatever, and having them be exposed to everything.
Nah, that's a good point. I think a lot of times parenting, you know, we sometimes get caught up in the hype. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I think
definitely the hype.
Everybody's situation is not your situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you heard 30 stories about this school or this teacher or this coach doesn't mean that's fitting for your kid and your situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think for me, like, something I never do is get in the way of what somebody feel like is best for them. You know what I'm saying? And I know for me, I wouldn't want that for nobody to do that to me. So I don't really tap into those lanes.
Yeah.
What I always say is that it just got to make sense for you or your kid. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like, we in a time and place where we as Black people got to understand we don't get this time back,
No.
right? And we may say that as adults, but we need to really stress and hone in on that with the kids as well. Like, you don't get a do-over on life.
Cause time keep going.
You know what I'm
Keep
saying?
going and going
Like,
and going, son.
you can't like do like the high school experience over again.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And so I think a lot of times our kids, they know life is real, but I don't think they know how serious it is for them. And that's why it's important with you giving them enough information about what life looks like today and what it's gonna look like in 3-4 years. You know what I'm saying? And so, or 5 years, right? And
Yeah.
so I think we limit our kids' grind by holding back information that they could obtain to push them in the direction they need to go
So
in.
pause right there. That you just said limit. So I got a comment. Shout out to my guy McDowell. He the athletic director at Dunbar, right? Good dude. He said parents got to stop living through their kids and let their kids live their life and dream how they want. What you think about that? Like parents living it through their kids and
I think that's a fact, bro. You see how I do with my son.
yeah.
Now, my son is 13, right? Granted, dudes my age that got kids, I done cook their daddies, cook their uncles, cook their whole family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I did what I was supposed to do with the game.
Yeah.
And I feel like the parents who didn't do
what they
were supposed to do with the game,
yeah.
they want to push that on their kids. Like, even the coaches, they coaching their kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only way I would coach my kids, I feel like that there's not a program or somebody that could coach my kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As far as the game. And that's why you got daddy basketball going on. You know what I'm saying?
Which hurts the kid.
Which hurts the kid, or hurts the program.
Yeah.
And ultimately kids get burned out.
Yeah. Super burned out.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, if you ain't wake up at 6 in the morning, if you ain't wake up at 12, if you ain't wake up at 6, if you ain't wasn't doing 3 a days, you should be having your kids doing 5 a days. You know what I'm saying? Because you feel like you ain't get what you wanted from the game. You want to put it on your kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you want to live through your kids.
Yeah.
That's the dudes who did not benefit from the game. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, you're going to hurt your kid because your kid never really got to be a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like,
grew up too fast.
Yeah. And it all was around the game. And then when they don't be successful with the game, they on your couch.
Because they don't know what else to do.
Because they don't know what else to do.
They don't know what else to do.
That's why we see a lot of young people, you know what I'm saying? Like, going through, turning to the drugs, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Turning to the streets.
Because all they knew was basketball.
And football.
You know
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's because we are conditioning our kids a certain way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
we letting social media raise our kids for real. Social media and the trends are raising our kids.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna tell you, as a father, as a coach today, you know what I'm saying? And you know, you my man.
Yeah.
And even the youngest that's around, like, bruh, I'm not trying to prepare you to be a basketball player or a football player.
Never.
I'm trying to prepare you to be a man in life.
For life. Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's why it's important to teach these youngins to do what they supposed to do now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And later down the line, you can then do what you want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm accountable.
Bro, I'm 33, bro. You know what I'm saying? And humbly speaking, like, I do what I want for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I worked hard as shit to be able to get to this point. You know what I'm saying? But not only that, my kids pay attention to this hard work.
Yeah.
Like, you're not just gonna go to the gym.
Yeah.
You're gonna come out in the community when I'm out in the community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna go to some of these meetings.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna meet individuals like Damo, you're gonna meet Trey, you're gonna meet Robert, you're gonna meet these people because you're gonna have to push your own narrative. You know what I'm saying?
You build your own soon. I ain't gonna be able to walk with you all the time.
Come on, bro.
Especially that's what real men do with their kids, sons and daughters.
No question.
Show them the way.
That was a great question, though.
Yeah,
because that's what's really happening. Man. And for real, that's what's creating that system of young people who out here beefing because they got to a certain level with the
Rebellious.
game of basketball. They
Mhm.
became rebellious and they feel like people let them down. Yeah, you let them down, coach,
Yeah,
because you only wanted him when he was beneficial for you with the game of basketball,
exactly.
football.
You ain't benched that young nigga when he was on a court screaming at his teammates off a missed layup. You ain't sit that young man down and talk to him when he was walking back. You ain't sit that young man when he was missing study hall. Your athletic director wasn't holding him accountable when he was out there playing around. You wasn't taking them to church, doing different things. It's bigger than that.
Man,
our
bruh.
athletic director take our kids to church.
I take my kids
All
to church
types of stuff.
every Sunday. We in church, community.
Yeah, man, that's big. Them little
know what I'm
things
saying?
mean more. The little things mean more than the big things in life.
And for real, bro, like the other thing is these coaches and parents are not doing when they see a kid have a hardship or a kid fail a class or they can't be a part of the program no more.
Yeah,
It's always forget the kid.
yeah, throw them out.
Throw them out there to the wolves
They ain't
because the kid can't benefit no more.
Yep.
It like they don't benefit off the kid no more. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy because if I'm a coach, it's always bigger than whatever that sport is. You know what I'm saying? It's about me making sure that you're being successful. That's a commitment. You know what I'm saying? Lifetime commitment.
Lifetime.
I still talk to the kids that I once coached. Not all of them. You know what I'm saying? Because some of them are out doing their thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But if a kid reach out to me for help, or if I see they need help, I'm getting on top of that.
See, that's the difference when you coaching. Like, that's the difference between. That's why you 2-3 time coach of the year.
Yeah.
That's the shout out to bros. I had to throw that plug out there. That's the difference between coaching for a reason and you just coaching. Like me, I'm coaching to get youngers that I've had all these years. Hopefully, I can get them under me or place them in different situations.
Yeah.
And see, that's what it's all about. You got youngers in college playing ball, some not playing ball.
Yeah.
That's what about. You got 2 youngers right here. Shout out to 2 youngers right here. They just beat up on Tech Prep, man. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that.
That was a good game today.
Yeah, they got lucky. They got a little lucky, Next time it's gonna be crazy. But when they play Dunbar, 50 in my pocket. So young named Rob Dockery, he ain't gonna score 2 points that game.
Whoa.
8 points that game.
You said Rob,
he ain't gonna score 8 to 10
chill out,
points.
man. Like you getting on here.
It's a younger named
like
Joseph
you on
McCray.
the influence. We ain't had no drugs today, y'all. We
He's
good.
getting barbecued.
Damo just like tripping sometimes. Peanut.
Yes or no?
I ain't going nowhere.
I ain't going nowhere.
Nah, man. I was glad to have my man Damo in here, man. Like real talk, this is like a natural thing for us.
Yes, sir.
We have these type of conversations on the regular, no podcast. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I love to see is young folks, you know what I'm saying, grow into, the person that they condition themselves to be. I remember getting a direct message on Instagram from Damo back in like 2016.
Hey, that was a little.
What year you graduated from college?
2017. So
2017.
That was 2018.
So that was 2018.
Yeah.
Then. Damo hit me up, man. Was like, he from the city, he coming home from school, he trying to get involved in the community.
Pulled up on him in the trenches.
Pulled up in the trenches. Yeah. Ran the lane.
Yeah. I pulled up with a resume.
Yeah.
My man. Resume, suit on and everything. You hear me?
Hey,
pulled up with a resume.
Hey, I thought that shit was so.
But it showed you though I was about that work though. It showed I was about that work. You hear me?
Hey, Slim. My first man. Oh, no homo.
Yeah, my fault.
Hey, look. Davo hit me up on Instagram. He's like, hey, I just graduated from college. Trying to do some work in the community. Woo woo. I'm like, look, Shorty, put up on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the lane. Let him know I'm in Woodland. He pulled up in the trenches. A man pulled up like Urkel, Slim.
Had the suit on.
He had the resume in his hand and all.
Yeah. In the folder though, not the paper. The resume was in the folder. Well, 4 copies. It was 4 copies of the Jones. You hear me? It was 4 copies of the resume.
I say, Shorty, serious?
Yeah.
Nah, I respected that. And I'm gonna tell you, he got a different level of respect from me by doing that. Because one, I don't play about people's kids when they're in my presence. You feel what I'm saying? and you can't just have anybody, you know what I'm saying, working with kids. Of course, you gotta have a background check.
Yeah.
And you gotta run through that whole process.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, even when you run through that process, dudes still be
never
wild.
know.
You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I knew that's somebody I can trust
Mhm.
by coming to a summer camp in Southeast Washington, D.C. in the trenches.
For
Suit
not getting
on,
paid, not worried about getting
not
paid,
worried about
none
getting
of that.
paid, none of that. You feel me? And I was like, damn, be serious. And what I saw was I saw myself though. You feel me? Because it was funny, but I didn't have to go to the trenches. But if I had to, I probably would have had the same thing. I remember going places when I came home from school, like I'm trying to get on suit. You know what I'm saying?
I want it, man.
And I saw a lot of myself
Yeah.
in Slim, man. And you know, I started the district sports. He one of the first people I brought on board with
Mhm.
that jump. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this we always just been, you know what I'm saying, had that type of bond relationship, man. And
Mhm.
you know, I just want to tell him like I'm proud of Slim. Like,
Appreciate that.
you know what I'm saying? Like
yes, sir.
a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people, man, with degrees give up, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And what I mean by give up, I mean like they just said, you know what? I'm just gonna give me a job
Mhm.
and I'm gonna just pay this loan off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's really letting the system fail you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, you know, today was about talking to our people, man, who, you know what I'm saying, who are successful. You graduate out of DC, school, then you went
Mhm.
and graduated miles and miles away from DC at a college or a university, and then you came back home and the city failed you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like,
Definitely.
and when I say the city, I ain't blaming the government, I'm blaming us.
Mhm.
People who own business, people who stand on business,
Yeah.
people in the community, you know what I'm saying? Ex-veterans, whoever, we all failed them. You know what I'm saying? Because the system told us, go get a degree and we'll be able to be successful. There's
Nope.
so many people, man, that have degrees that have to settle to work at Walmart. And I'm not discrediting Walmart.
Oh,
But why would I go? Why would I go do 30 years in education as far as all my years in school and then come back and work at Walmart?
$12 an hour.
You know what I'm saying? And
13.
my cousin, she ain't even graduated from high school. And I ain't talking about none of my cousins that's listening. I'm just giving an example.
Mhm.
But my cousin ain't graduated from high school, but I graduated and got a master's or I got a degree, and we both working at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? How does that level? How does that add up? And then I
Mhm.
got people that say, "Oh well, at least she the supervisor," but that's a $3 difference,
Yeah.
a $4 difference. Our benefits still the same. You know what I'm saying? We still in the same environment. If I go away and get a degree, I need to be in a separate environment
Yeah.
than people that didn't get degrees.
Mhm.
And especially if I got student loans and I'm in debt. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think we got to have more conversations around that. As a city, we got to figure out what we need to do to build
Mhm.
an agency that deal directly or specifically on that. Like we should have an agency that deals with like you got returning citizens, you have housing,
Mhm.
you have, you know what I'm saying, you have the welfare, you have the TANF, you have all these things, you have DPR, but where's the agency that works and deal with DC residents who graduate from college?
Mhm.
Like where's that agency?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like that is a large base,
Yeah.
especially when we talk about changing the direction of the city.
Mhm.
That's a base that we have
But
right there.
having that though, that would change the direction of the city in a way the city trying to go away from, for real. In my opinion, I don't know what you
Yeah,
think
but
about that, but
so
it's gonna empower our kids. It's gonna make more business owners. It's gonna
So-
keep more black young people in the city.
so let me
and the city kind of successful.
So
and the city kind of want
so
to
let me fix you on that. So we made a statement in DC, and I need our people to hear this.
Mm-hmm.
That black people, we still here.
Yeah, we are.
In this past election with Kenya McDuffie going up against Alyssa Silverman.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not making this a black and white thing or none of that.
It's
I'm
a
just
reality
saying
thing.
it's a reality that we used to be Chocolate City,
Yeah.
and our votes used to matter here in this town. And as of lately, in a few elections or a few terms, people counted the black vote out and said that our people don't vote, or said our people are not here, or our people not woke. We are woke. Just give us a reason. And so what I'm saying is that if we didn't have a reason to focus in on education or focus in stability for black kids who graduated from high school and college from this city, one of the most largest budgets for a city in the nation, shit, in the world. I heard the other day that not Dubai, I apologize. I wouldn't even disrespect Dubai like that, but Belize yearly budget was 1.5 billion, and that's a country. And DC budget is 17.5 billion. So that says to me that we have plenty money, right? That we can say, all right, let's allocate
resources,
5 million
funds,
resources for DC residents who graduated from college. You know what I'm saying? And guess what you can do with that? Those are some of the young people that you can have become life coaches. Those are some of the young people who could be on boards of the education system.
Yeah.
Those are some young people who could be on a board of DPR or working in some of these rec centers. Like, don't get them no 60, 70,000. Pay them $100,000 to really be innovative or creative to adjust some of these systems. And I feel like DC is creative enough to do that.
Man,
but you know, who am I?
Super creative.
Who am I? I'm just a young dude who understand like what's missing. You know what I'm saying? The only reason I understand because I'm affected by it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You see it every day.
Like, if I'm the problem, one day I'm gonna find a solution.
But you think you ain't never leave your area, like you ain't never like leave your people. No, I ain't say leave your area. I ain't saying, but you ain't never like, you know, a lot of people, they might be lower class, whatever, but once they get middle class, high class, they say, oh man, forget where they come from. They move out for Washington and never come back, never reach that hand back down, never show face.
You know who those people were? Those people that was around that struggle. See, when you in that struggle, you understand what I'm saying? You move a little different. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you something, bro. That's why I don't play about what I do today, because I know it ain't nobody but God that blessed me to be where I'm at today. You feel what I'm saying? And it's rare for somebody to be 33 years old and do the things that I do. But I don't take that and brag about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know this is a blessing.
Yeah.
This is like, of course you work hard, but there's a blessing to be able to do all the things that I do.
Yeah.
And so it's important for me to always give back, because guess what? I know God can take it back if he wants to.
That's where your blessings come too.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I like when you trying to go get cars, or you trying to get a house, or you trying to get a business or something like that, and it's not really like, and I don't be trying to be rude when people be like, man, how you do this? Like, man, that's easy. Look, and I'll give them the information. I don't tell them how to do it. I'll give them the information. I say, look, don't copyright my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or they say, oh man, how did you get that? Look, I'm gonna give you her number. I'm gonna call her right now and tell her you about to call her. I don't tell her go Google that person. You feel what I'm saying? Because I know the only reason I got certain things in my life is because of God. You feel what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna never close the door on nobody. And I think a lot of people that do that are the people who, they call them culture vultures. People who study the struggle and put a mask on like they come from the struggle.
And profit off of it.
And they profit off the struggle, and then you'll never see them. You understand what I'm saying? And what I'm saying is, that's why it's important for them to create an agency that work with these young people that graduate from DC public schools or charter schools and then go graduate from college. And then they gotta go work. Man, I ain't gonna say no name, but it's a young lady that I met. It was two of them. I was in Trinidad Gym shooting around. And it's a true story. This summer I was shooting around, but God told me to have a conversation with them. I was talking to them while we shooting around and kind of find out These young ladies working 3 and 4 jobs just to pay their bills, bruh. And they got degrees. They just graduated like 3-4 years ago. And I'm like, ho. Man, let me make some calls. Wow, Queens got to work 3-4 jobs, bruh. They went and got degrees. They got to be security officers and this, that, and the third. And you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, they going crazy. They going hard. They ain't even get to enjoy the transition of the city. Our people don't even get to go be down Southwest or Union Market and do happy hours and shit, because when they get off their first job, they got to go to another job just to pay their bills. Because our city just set them up for failure. You feel what I'm saying? But we ain't talking that language. We talking more about the violence. We talking about the youngers with Dracos on them. Shit, if you live on the south side, you better have your Draco because you feel like you scared. You know how many people that's doing right that feel like they gotta get a Draco?
What Tupac said. He said the same people.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not pushing violence. I'm just saying the mindset of our people.
The mindset.
Because it's about survival. But they focusing on the guns. But it's not the guns, bro. It's the conditions.
Let me add something to that.
You know what I'm saying? If we not changing the conditions of black people, violence is gonna always be there. Violence is just a result to what we dealing with. The unemployment. How you gonna get a master's degree or a degree and you unemployed? And be in a society that tell you go get that degree. Yeah. You ain't getting a diploma. But what I'm saying is this, though, and this is the point I don't want to get away from, is that why are we not putting money behind these individuals who go get these degrees? And these young ladies I met, Slim, they was working 3 jobs, bro, just to pay their bills. And they was living in some of these hoods with all this beefing that's going on. And they was on the verge of buying. I said, nah, you got to do it the legal way. Here's these people's, you got to take the class. You got to do this, you got to do that. You know what I'm saying? You become a law-abiding citizen or whatever because you don't feel safe. But the number one thing I wanted to do was connect them to some stability, a job where they can work that job, and then more importantly, enjoy happy hour and not have to worry about being in the community where they feel like they're not safe. Bruh, this is for us, bruh. All these happy hours they got going on around this town, these you know, the union markets, that's for us. And our people feel like they can't be a part of it because they got to work 2 and 3 jobs.
Yeah, that's facts. Union Market's jumping too. I live right across the street, right up the street.
You right in that area.
Jumping with all types of people, white, black, short people. The whole area is way different than it was, 10 years ago, 5 years ago.
But think about this. If you making 30 under $40,000,
it's hard to even be in that area.
It's hard to even be in that area, bro.
It's hard. No, they pricing you out.
You can't even be in that area.
Nope.
Right.
But that's why home ownership, and that's what
But guess what? Even hold on, but this the other thing. Even if grandma leave you the house, I'm not, baby.
Is super crazy. Yeah.
Even if grandma leave you the house, we not teaching generational wealth, right? So our grandkids and our kids won't sell a house because they can't even take on the house. Because we didn't teach them early on that, hey, look, I'm buying this land or this property for you, right? And it's on you to put yourself in position to be able to take on this. And this is what it looks like. You're going to need to make this amount of money to take on this, to pay for this. You're going to need to have this amount of money in your savings. You're going to need to have this type of credit score. You know what I'm saying? But they teaching that to their babies early on, the people that don't look like us. But it's hard for our people to teach it because they always in survival mode. You understand what I'm saying? It's still an investment.
Rental property.
Refinance. And that's what people got to understand. Even about life. Even about like life insurance. This is an investment. People don't know you can pull out of your life insurance policy and make an investment. Come on, man.
I got my shit in the 30s. It's $90.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
A month.
It ain't nowhere near what he got.
But you can pull out of that life insurance and make an investment. You understand what I'm saying? But they not teaching us that. But our people can't teach us that because
Yeah.
they've been conditioned to survive. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
It is.
Get a job, pay these bills. And when you're a kid, I know when I was 16, I got me a job and I had to help my mother.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, but it's hard. And so, you know what they always ask me, Rock, what they say? Slim, you do everything. I gotta do everything. Because I ain't gonna put no type of pressure on my kids to have to pay a bill.
Yeah.
Because I know what it was like. Or to have to worry about paying for or getting a student loan. Or to have to worry about selling my house or selling that land or them acres. You understand what I'm saying? Because I know when I go, everything should be lined up for them.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever I leave is nothing but an investment
Mm-hmm.
or legacy. You know what I'm saying? You got a legacy and you got an investment.
Legacy.
You know what I'm saying? And we got to be able to teach that early on to our kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I can't just do one thing, bro. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I got 3 kids. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when people like, man, damn, Slim, you do it. Yes, I do. So we're going to open up. Yeah, and still trying to get more done. So we open up. Do we got any people on there, Rock? All right, so we ain't gonna open up for no my Instagram went dead. We had the views on there.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna close out. You got anything you want to close out with, Damo? I know you got people on your drink.
Man, just what do I want to close up on, man? Always have somewhere to be, even when you don't. It's for the youngest. I'm gonna be reposting this. Remember, my grandfather used to always tell me, always have somewhere to be, even when you don't. Don't never just be somewhere, just being there for real. So, you know, you going somewhere. What you about to do? I'm about to head to the library. I'm about to head to the house. I'm about to head to the gym. Man, always have somewhere to be, even when you don't. And find your purpose. Find what you good at in life. That's what it's all about, man. Like for me, man, my purpose, everything showing the youngest. You ain't gotta have that suit and tie on every day to carry yourself like that. You know, you can come from where we come from. You can go to college. You ain't got to change yourself though, but you can know how to navigate in a room full of vultures. The GOAT said that. So the GOAT. That's another bar too. Shout out to Jay-Z. But for real, man, you got to know how to you like what's it? The chameleon. Chameleon can go sign up pretty much like what you do. That's what I always liked about you though. You can go in a room full of Jewish little white people, boom, know how to carry yourself. Then you can go back to the trenches. You can talk to the youngest, know how to carry yourself. So always has to be, even when you don't, and be able to be what's the word? Always be able to be flexible and with yourself. And just be confident, man. Just grind out here. Just grind, man. Just grind. What I say something wild? Oh, all right, pause, man. But yeah, man, that's it for real, man. Shout out to the youngers in the back, man. They crazy. They
Pause.
crazy.
We gotta get a pause button.
We gotta get pause button. Yeah, pause button.
Hey, man. Hey, we appreciate y'all, man. Next week we're gonna have a guest on here. Shout out to my man J Rock and
Yes, sir.
Robert Rousers live on YouTube. Man, listen, man. We trying to make something happen over here at the culture, man. We building something. YouTube show us some love, man. We ready to build something up, man. We're gonna build something up for the city. Tomorrow here at the culture, man. DC High Town Hall casting call, man. Y'all be here, man. We about to shoot a crazy movie for the city, man.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna talk about all that. And then next week, man, I got some of the gear on. We dropping some of the merch for the culture, man. We're gonna have the culture jackets, culture sweaters. You know what I'm saying? You can wear that for the holidays. Then we're gonna kirk out, you know what I'm saying, around the 20th with our ugly party. You know what I'm saying? Over here at the culture, man. Appreciate my man J Rock, Damo.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it, baby.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.